Session organized by CS Hub, Computer Science and Engineering, a student-led initiative of our department dedicated to.
We are honored to welcome our respected principal sir, S. Vishwanath, senior most professor of CSE department, the principal of our.
Inspiring thousands of students and civil aspirants across the state. The career is mindset preparation and effective planning.
Principal Garu, RDO Garu, Vice Principal Garu, all the faculty present here today, and all the students, especially the organizers from CS Hub, and everybody participating here today, a very good morning. So firstly, I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad that Venkat and Mithil, they dropped by my office randomly one day evening and they requested me if I could come and speak to all of you about civil services or any career paths that you have in mind. So I wanted it to be more of an interactive session, but I have a few slides which I thought I'll show all of you, and so that you also get some clarity on what is ahead for you in terms of civil services. But before we even begin, I just want to understand what is the profile of the students sitting here. So how many of you are from first year? Just raise your hand. Okay, majority. And how many of you are in your third year or fourth year? Okay, good enough. Right. Next, the next question is, I want to understand how serious all of you are about civil services. Is it just a session that you thought you will attend just to see what is there in it, or have all of you already started preparing? So just on a scale of say 0 to 100, how many of you would consider yourself serious enough that you are in the 80 to 100% bracket? You have decided that civil services is what you want to do and that is your only goal. It could be UPSC or state civil services. How many of you fall in that most serious category, 80 to 100%? Can I see the hands raising higher up? Because confidence would take that way. Okay. So how many of you are here just to see what all of this is about? 0 to 20% in the Okay. So majority of you do not know where you stand. You are not sure whether to take this up as a career option or no, but somewhere you want will allow you into the civil services. But if you do your mains really well and you do your interview also really well, you are definitely in the IAS or the IPS or the IRS. So it all depends on your mains. If you do your mains badly and you do your interview really well also, you won't make it to the final list. So the mains is where your entire rank or whether you get into the services or not is decided. So it is a very important step in the entire exam. And a very huge mistake that a lot of people make is they all start preparing for prelims and they forget that there is a mains to prepare for. But if you realize prelims happens generally in say May or June, and immediately within 2.5-3 months in October, November is your mains exam. So ideally, everybody should actually prepare for UPSC. It is not prelims or not mains. You're supposed to study all the subjects at the same time, subject-wise. And your primary focus should be on clearing all your optional subjects and your mains papers. And just 4 or 5 months before your prelims, you should shift your focus into prelims only, because the nature of the questions is objective, so your thought process should change, but the subject is really the same. Geography or economy or political science, history, the subjects are the same, but the way you approach the paper is different. For mains, you are thinking about descriptive answers. For prelims, you are thinking about objective answers. So always focus your entire preparation on mains and ensuring that the entire syllabus is covered. That is more important. Thanks. Yeah. So, previous. Yeah. Thanks. So, like I mentioned, I think engineering students do really well in terms of CSAT, in terms of prelims also, in the objective part also we do really well because we are able to eliminate options, we are able to do intelligent guesswork, all that is fine. But coming to mains, the aspect of writing is something that I focus on. And like I mentioned, from today, there is something that you should be starting today. It could be about reading the newspaper regularly. And nowadays, online, there are daily questions which are given for practice. So it could be from any of the Vision IAS or any of the institutes which are there. Today, online, they generally put forward a question of the day. So you can pick up that question which is based on that day's newspaper and try writing a 200 to 250 word answer. So this answer writing is something which comes only with practice. And though I knew that in my first attempt when I had given in 2014, I knew that answer writing was my strength. I had an experience of being able to convey what I wanted to. But still, before I gave my 2015 mains, for prelims I gave 40 mock tests. For mains 2015 when I was going for my attempt, before that I gave at least 20 mock tests, which means 20 into 2. 40 papers where I sat 3 hours for each paper and answered all those questions. And that was very, very tiring, very exhausting because mentally it drains you after each exam. But today when I look back, I believe it is that exams, the mock tests which I gave, which prepared me to answer the questions better in the actual exam. Because I knew the minute I saw a question, it didn't even take me 15 to 20 seconds to formulate my answer and write it in the next 5 minutes, which helped me save time, and I was able to answer every question which was there in every paper. And it is not that you will know the answer to every question in every paper. Well, writing means majority of the times you will know 80% of the subject. The remaining 20%, even if you heard it or not, just trying to attempt the question will get you 1 or 2 marks. And in the end, when you add up all these marks, it makes a huge difference to the entire rank that you get. So the key in mains is to not leave a single question. 2014 was my trial attempt. I did not clear it, but I took lessons from it. And when I gave my 2015 attempt, I cleared my prelims, I cleared my mains, I cleared my interview, and I got selected that year itself. So in my second attempt, I managed to clear it with a rank of 82. So it was something which I was very lucky because I think I followed the right strategy in terms of preparation. I did not waste too much time, and I had started early at a stage where you all are today. So that is why I think it is important that you take lessons from this, because you are at that crucial stage where you can really target your preparation without wasting time and clearing it at a very young age. And most importantly, I think in the entire course of preparation, do not forget why you are getting into this preparation. It will be very difficult because you will see some of your batchmates getting very good placements, a lot of them going abroad, a lot of them doing other things in life. They will call you every weekend to come join them in some place or the other. But your preparation is going to be something like a disciplined training. You cannot step aside from it. It will sometimes feel very painful, but at the end, it will take you places which no other career can take you. And as engineers today, you might be building small things in your labs, but think about how you can utilize your skill, your energy in solving real issues. So I know that a lot of you must be in some clubs today here, could be ASME, could be other engineering clubs which are trying to solve issues which are related to common public. A lot of you might be trying to come up with small innovations which help purify water or give better healthcare through AI or other systems which you are working on. But when you get into services, it is not just technology, but you have so many resources at your disposal. You have real problems. I came into it, but somewhere along the line, when I started looking at what are my interests, what are my strengths, and where I see myself as a career in the future, I slowly started drifting towards civil services. So like most of you, it was not my primary goal, but I realized over a period of time that it was what was going to do well for me. And I remember in my second year, I had started reading a book called India After Gandhi by Ramchandra Gua. So it was a very big fat book, about 800 pages. and I randomly picked it up from a friend's room in the hostel, and I was very interested in it. It took me, I think, about 2.5-3 months to read that book every day. But after reading that book, it reminded me of how much I missed social sciences, which I used to read in 8th, 9th and 10th standard. And somewhere I got interested in the process of preparing for UPSC more than actually clearing the exam itself. So I had started preparing for civils somewhere in my end of second year, beginning of third year of engineering is when I had started preparation. And back then also it was more of whatever resources I had available. There were 1 or 2 seniors who were in college, who were in their 4th year, who were preparing for it. So I took a little bit of guidance from them. And from my 3rd year I was preparing. But I did continue all my mechanical subjects. I did get very good grades in all the courses that I did. I graduated with 8.3 CGPA at the end of all that. But at the same time I continued my preparation throughout my engineering also. So as I quickly run through the slides, I'll just brief you about what are the steps which are there, what are the kind of challenges you might face, and how you can probably go into the entire preparation. But at the end of it, I would like to hear more from all of you. What is it that you are looking forward to? What are the doubts that you have about this preparation? And anything else that you know, I would be happy to clarify. So we'll just start with this. About my own background and how I got into preparing for UPSC. So I did my mechanical engineering from BITS Pilani, Goa campus. This was in 2010 to 14. So when I was joining BITS Pilani for mechanical engineering, I chose mechanical by choice because it was one of my favorite subjects, and I wanted to definitely do something in mechanical engineering. I was interested in thermodynamics, I was interested in hydraulics, and I really wanted to work in some very good car company in Germany. That was the reason I first got into mechanical engineering. But somewhere in my second year, 2-1, 2-2, when we actually started doing core subjects, I was still scoring very good. All my grades were always A or A-. But I didn't feel the passion for the subject the way I saw a lot of my peers do. There were a few classmates of mine who were way more passionate about it, who would spend their evenings in the lab, who would want to work with ASME and come up with new projects. So they were a very passionate bunch. So that's where I realized probably this is not something that is going to keep me interested as a career in the future, and it is not something that I can probably excel in. Then I also thought about, and in BITS we had an option to choose elective subjects. So I chose a few management subjects. I chose something like public speaking, I chose economics, I chose marketing. So a few of these subjects, when I started attending these classes, I liked a few of these social sciences subjects. I liked international trade, I liked economics, and but I also did not like marketing and management. So that's when I kind of ruled out that I did not want to go for an MBA in the future. So my choice of selecting civil services was more by elimination rather than it being my first choice. అంటే చాలా మందికి చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి స్కూల్లో ఉన్నప్పుడే వాళ్ళు ఐఏఎస్ అవ్వాలి అని అనుకుంటారు, ఆర్ పేరెంట్స్ చెప్పారు అని చెప్పి చదవాలనుకుంటారు.
Please do subscribe to SKS Fly TV.